Hey everybody, welcome back to The Approved Cooking. So the other week, one of my subscribers named K, just the letter K, asked if I would do a video on making a stir fry. And I thought that was a pretty good idea because, you know what, I do make a lot of pretty rich and fancy and exciting foods on this channel, and not everybody eats like that every day of the week, or at least I hope you don't. And a lot of times you just want to make a nice simple meal, like any day of the week. You just want something nice and easy to make for dinner. We make a lot of them here at our house because just for that reason, you get home from work and you throw everything in, you fry it all up, and it's ready to go. So I really think you'll like the way that I make it. So without any further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so to make this stir fry, you're going to need a fairly large frying pan, like the 12-inch cast iron frying pan I have here. You're going to throw it on a burner on a medium heat and give it a couple of minutes to heat up, because it takes cast iron a little bit of time to heat up. And then apply some neutral flavored cooking oil, like avocado oil or vegetable oil. Once the frying pan has heated up, it's time to start adding in your protein. I'm using chicken, and I've diced up 3 chicken breasts into fairly decent sized cubes here. So really whatever kind of protein you use, chicken, beef, pork, whatever, just fry it until it's cooked. It's pretty straightforward. For chicken it's going to take 7 to 10 minutes, give or take. And obviously you want to make sure it's cooked all the way through, especially for chicken. So once the meat is cooked, get yourself a slotted spoon and pull all of the chicken out of the frying pan, because now it's time to work on the vegetables. I'm going to start off by adding in a large white onion that I've diced up pretty finely, and I'm just going to mix those around for about a minute or two until they start to soften up. Once they have, I'm going to add in a cup of diced cremini mushrooms and just give them a quick stir in with the onions, but really now we're going to start adding in a ton of vegetables. Next in is a cup of cut up broccoli, a whole green zucchini cut up into little cubes, a red pepper diced up into strips, pour those all in, and then I'm just going to give it a quick little mixing here and add in some more vegetables. I've taken a 6-ounce can of water chestnuts, I'm putting all of those in, and then a 14-ounce can of baby corn, and I've cut them in half because they were fairly big, and I'm going to put that all in and then mix this all around. Now to cook the vegetables nice and evenly, I'm going to throw a lid on the frying pan and let everything steam and cook all at once. You don't have to do that, you can just fry them all at a higher temperature and keep mixing them and they will cook that way, but I like to throw the lid on because it makes sure everything cooks at the same time, and it does it pretty quickly. Now, while the vegetables are cooking, I'm going to bring a pot of water to a boil because I am going to cook some udon noodles with this stir fry. Now, I don't always use udon noodles. Sometimes I'll use rice. Sometimes I'll use vermicelli or egg noodles. But today I felt like using udon because they get nice and gummy in a stir fry, and that's what I was looking for. So while the noodles are cooking, it's time to go back to the vegetables and give them a quick stir around. As you can see, they are starting to cook quite nice and evenly, and they smell really nice and fragrant at this point in time. So I'm just going to give them a couple more minutes to cook. The udon only takes 3 to 5 minutes to cook, so it's really quick. So I've just drained that, and there we go. Everything is ready to go. So I'm going to add the chicken back into the stir fry, and I'm going to give that a quick mix around to make sure everything is nice and evenly dispersed. And then it's time to start working on the sauce you're going to put all over your stir fry. Now, you can use a store-bought sauce if you want, but if you want a nice simple teriyaki recipe, add in a 1/4 cup of soy sauce, pour that all over the chicken and vegetables, then add in about 2 tablespoons of toasted sesame seed oil, pour that all over everything. And then you're going to add in the juice of a whole navel orange. Now you can just use store-bought orange juice if you want, but I would definitely recommend juicing your own orange that way. Much, much better tasting. So anyway, squeeze the whole orange in, and then you're going to add in 4 cloves of freshly crushed garlic. I like a decent amount of garlic in my sauces, so I'll put those in. And then get some ginger. Now you can use powdered ginger if you want, or in my case freshly ground ginger, and put in about a 1/2 tablespoon of that. Next in is about 2.5, 3 tablespoons of honey. pour that in as well, and then I'm going to add in some red pepper flakes, you know, just like a good dash of that all over. Last but not least, add in some freshly ground black pepper, and this is ready to go. So you're going to just give it a few stirs, make sure everything is nice and coated, and it smells amazing. But as you can see, the sauce is pretty thin, like it's pretty watery, so we've got to thicken that up. So I've got 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, and I'm just going to add some hot water into it, mix it all together so there's no clumps, and then I'm going to pour it into the sauce, and this is going to thicken it up nice and perfectly. It's going to be nice and thick and gooey. So stir that around for just a couple of minutes on a medium heat until the sauce starts to thicken up, and then it's time to start throwing in the udon noodles. So pour those on top, and then similar to every other thing I've added into the stir fry, just mix it all together until the udon is nice and incorporated with the vegetables and the chicken. Look at that. It smells so good, and it looks quite good too. But anyways, there you go. There's a chicken stir fry. So let's go out to the other room and give it a taste test. But first, here's a quick close-up so you can see all of the ingredients in their glory. Oh man, this is such an easy dinner. Like when you get home from work at the end of the day, sometimes you just don't feel like making an elaborate meal, and these are perfect for it because they come together so quickly and they're really, really tasty. Like stir fries are really tasty. And speaking of tasty, let's go in for the taste test. So I'm going to scoop myself out some here, get some udon noodles, make sure I get some chicken and some of those nicely just cooked vegetables. Oh man, it smells amazing. Like let me tell you guys, like oh my god, I can't wait to get into this. So let's just set aside the hot pan for a moment so I don't burn my arm. And then I'm going to add some white sesame seeds on top just for a little presentation, just a little flair, you know. And there you go, another close-up shot. As you can see, everything is nice and gummy, covered in that teriyaki sauce, and it's still piping hot, honestly, but you know what, I'm just gonna go in and dig in and try a bite here. And with the first bite, I can tell you it was very good. Very hearty tasting, you know, with the chicken and all those rich vegetables and that nice teriyaki sauce on top. It is just so good. And you know what, like I said, those udon noodles, they get nice and gummy with that sauce on them and with the vegetables. You know, you can use rice or other noodles, but you know, sometimes you gotta mix it up and add in the udon noodles, and they are awesome. I like how just everything comes together. Like I said, stir fries are nice and easy to make. They're a perfect meal after a busy day because they come together in no time. And, you know, they're just really tasty overall. Meat, vegetables, and noodles. What more could you ask for? But that is the end of the episode. Like always, if you liked what you saw here, why don't you drop me a comment, like the video, or even subscribe to the channel. Thanks again for watching Idiot Proof Cooking. We'll see you again soon.